in case you missed it. It's the top 5 sports talkers of the day. Now, it's time for Dan Barreiro's Top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Gutter Helmet of Minnesota. Never clean your gutters again. Learn more at gutterhelmetmn.com.
Mace was holding me up at the vestibule. There's always good stories during the Mace segment, and there's good stories afterwards as well. Here's my suggestion. We extend the top 5. So you can start it now.
Okay.
But don't rush through it, and we'll extend it and then get to Kessler at 5:30. So take your time. There's enough to get to. You do not have to feel obligated. We can hit the straddle, but we can go to the 5:20 Sports Fix. I have no problem with that.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Right.
Here we go.
Time now for the obligatory Kevin Fallness Minnesota Wild mention.
Yeah, I mean, did you expect anything different? The Wild are in action. You'll hear it right here on the Fan. It's listed as an 8:30 puck drop against the Hurricanes tonight I almost made the mistake, at Grand Casino Arena.
There you go.
It's actually closer to an 8:55 puck drop.
So this is the second game of a twin bill of the doubleheader, basically the national doubleheader. Is that the bit?
Yeah, it's a TNT terrorism.
So it's going to be close to 9, eh? Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Think about being a Hurricanes fan.
My teeth will be in the glass.
Yeah.
It's awfully late. Who's in the net tonight?
Wallstedt.
Oh.
Yeah, think about it.
Is this 3 out of the last 5? No.
He's had a good little run.
Yeah. Well, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
Dustboss was good as well.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, people like to get into and have fun with the goalie controversy, and we had a question for Louis yesterday about who should be the number 1 goaltender. I don't think any of this is controversial. In all seriousness, because the way the National Hockey League is set up these days, the cliche applies. You need, in a best case scenario, you've got 2 good goaltenders. And who gives a bleep whether one guy plays a little bit more often than the other? The big news is Wallstedt is emerging, and that's what everybody's been waiting for. The concern was all the hype. We've not really seen any payoff. Maybe that was because of what surrounded him, but that's, to me, what you're looking for is his emergence. And the idea we have to get in it's almost an ESPN debate question that's not worth the time. I don't give a bleep who you want to call or who should technically be the number 1 goaltender. The way I think this is happening is that if Wallstedt continues to play as well as he's played, or continues to show this promise, what's going to happen is he's going to play a lot more games. So it may be because I think originally it was, we know who our starter is, and every once in a while, we'll throw a bone to the kid because we can't play our number 1 goaltender the entire season, right? And now it gives the head coach more flexibility. That you got 2 good. If you got 2 good goaltenders going, you got a chance. This is like the quarterback cliche where you got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any. No, if you have 2 good goaltenders, you have 2 good goaltenders.
Correct.
And that plays well over the course of an entire season.
And sometimes it feeds into each other where one guy's really going.
Correct.
And it makes the other guy better.
Or it's one guy happens to be hot for a period of time. We ride that a little bit, but we know we still have a pretty good alternative when he cools off.
My biggest story with the Wild, besides Wallstedt, is Danila Yurov is getting his big break tonight. He's on the top line.
This is it. We talked about it yesterday. Luigi's on your side on this one.
He is.
Yes, big time.
And it has to last more than 2 shifts. And the good news is the only guy who would take that spot from him is Eric Sinek, which he could, and he has done in the past as far as center of the top line. But I would like to see this play out for at least this whole game and see Yurov try to connect with his Russian brethren in Kaprizov and see what happens.
It's absolutely, I was about to say it's worth a try. It's actually required. I mean, at some point, you have to find out, because we've talked before, you got to have some other guys emerge for sure. All right, let's do the jump straddle. We'll get to some injury report stuff, Vikings related. I'll get back to the Chris Carter saga, the latest there, and anything else that is of interest. I know you got maybe a little Wolves stuff to discuss as well. They're back in action as well. All of that before Special K, Pat Kessler at the bottom of the hour.
just in case you missed it. It's
love
the
it.
top 5 sports talkers of the day. Now, it's time for Dan Barreiro's Top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Gutter Helmet of Minnesota. Never clean your gutters again. Learn more at gutterhelmetmn.com.
And the beauty of it is a great sponsor gets its due, gets a little extra push, a little extra mention, because there's the occasional time we got a 5 o'clock guest. So everybody wins as Brett Blakemore continues an expanded edition of the Top 5 at 5. Kessler is in the wings, waiting in the wings.
Well, we'll go Wolves, the other game. There's 2 games taking place in the greater Minneapolis-St. Paul area. I'm going to one of them. It's not the one you think. After 6:30, I'm jetting to the Target Center. Go see some Wolves
Is
Wizards
that right?
action.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to expand my horizons a little bit.
Nicely done.
The updated injury report for tonight's game against the very, very bad, I think they're 1-12 Wizards.
They're not very good.
McDaniels is out, left wrist sprain. DiVincenzo is available, though. So it's a loss, but if they lose, I mean, they should be able to beat the Wizards with one hand tied behind their back, as far as I'm concerned.
We had a nice conversation with new Wolves TV analyst Tom Crean. He's also apparently Bucks analyst on some games and doing a lot of college stuff, too. Nobody is as plugged in on basketball as Crean. He gave us a lot of good wisdom regarding the Wolves, what he has seen from them early. And
here's even this note. It's not major, but I just wanted to play it. Chris Finch, just now, literally 30 seconds ago, says Mike Conley will get the start tonight with Jaden McDaniels out.
With Jaden out. So
Uncle Mike.
What we talked about with Crean is the one thing the Wolves have done pretty successfully is flattened inferior teams like Washington tonight. They have not played around to the degree that they often do, and that's good. The problem, of course, is they've not yet beaten a team at all with a winning record. So it's early in the year still. So that's not the end of the world, but that's part of what obviously this team has been good at over the years, and they're going to have to get good at once again. So I haven't even checked the schedule. I think either right before or right after Thanksgiving, they're going on a pretty long road trip. So we'll probably, over a period of time, find out a little bit more about this club. You're right. It's an extremely good winning opportunity. I hope, though, in these games, as they're dominating, we're going to get, and we didn't talk enough about this with Tom Crean, more a steady diet of a couple of the young guys who I just don't think on a consistent basis have emerged early to the degree that you'd like to see. So we'll see if that can be part of the growing process for the bench side of this team. We kind of know, I mean, a lot of the starters have been around for a while, but that's still, I think, the work in progress part of the club that needs to get better.
We'll go to the Vikings-Packers injury report for the border battle pending this Sunday. I count 17 Packers on the injury count. 1, 2, 3.
Well, isn't that what Belichick used to do, where he would just put everybody on the list just to be annoying? Or are these legitimate injuries?
Well, the good news is, at least for Green Bay, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that did not practice. Everyone else is either limited or full.
Okay.
But still, that's a lot of people on the list. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, 5 people on the list.
Is Grenard on the list?
Grenard's on the list, did not practice today. For the Vikings, I believe it was a estimated practice day. I think the Packers did practice today.
All right.
Wolf Ride did not practice. Grenard did not practice. But everyone else, Darisaw full, Aaron Jones full, and Ryan Kelly full practice.
All right, and we talked about this yesterday. I think when you looked it up, the spread was like 6.5 or 7 in this game. Is that correct?
I believe it was 6.5 last I saw.
Man, that's a lot of points. And you don't have your tight end, right? You don't. So is your number one? Is it official yet on Jacobs? Is he in or out?
Questionable. At this point.
Well, that's not out.
Today.
Questionable isn't out.
Nope.
So he's not doubtful, but I don't know if that's the game they're playing. Because I thought the assumption was it was very unlikely that he would play this week.
But basically, it was a toss-up between this week or next week. So they avoided anything major. I think it was like a knee bruise is what they said, or contusion. But yeah, did not practice today. And I think officially listed as questionable.
Do we have the long-term, long-range forecast for Sunday, what it's supposed to be like in the Bay?
Oh, great question.
My guess is, well, who knows?
It's going to be brisk.
Chilly. It'll be brisk, windy maybe. That could end up being a little bit of a factor. Did you also see the news now official on your guy, Michael Penix?
I had that on my list.
Quarterback. Oh, okay. Well, you're going to get to it then. I didn't mean to step on your touchdown call.
Go ahead.
He's now undergoing surgery, another knee operation. This is a different knee than the one I think he's had operated on twice before. But beyond that, now that obviously means Cousins is the starter again in Atlanta. The other part of the Penix story that's I've overlooked a little bit with all the injury talk is he's not had a very good season. He's kind of come back to the pack. Now, there are people in football who believe that half the battle is the offense they're asking him to run. I don't know if that's convenient or that there might be truth to it because I don't study the all-22 for Atlanta. But I was high on him coming out, very high on him. I liked him a lot. The one issue was health. And maybe now we're seeing that health is going to get in the way for him. But after a kind of a promising start when Cousins got benched and he started playing, he's kind of come back to the pack. A lot of his numbers are not very good right now.
It took me that long to get through all the pop-up ads to get to Sunday's forecast for Green Bay. It'll be fine. 54 is the high.
Oh, that's balmy.
It's a noon kick, so that'll probably be around that time.
That's very balmy.
So, yeah, it won't be too bad at all.
Just kind of the run-of-the-mill football weather, not hardcore winter weather in November.
No snowball, I don't think, in the forecast.
Okay, fair enough.
So, yeah, I had that. The other quarterback, I had Penix. We'll go with the other quarterback, Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Getting the start. What everyone in the media has been waiting for his big moment. He had it last week, and it was not very good. He gets about as easy as an opportunity. Yeah, you get Max Crosby on the other side, but the Raiders are not a good football team. You have every chance in the world to show how good you are against that bad team.
Well, you want to talk about, a mess at the quarterback position. And because we've had our issues here, and can we ever get a guy we can invest in? Got to keep changing year to year and hoping that the quarterback whisperer can get the best out of him, etc. The Cleveland quarterback situation is an abomination, right? I mean, it's error piled upon error, and it all obviously goes back largely to their investment in Deshaun Watson, but they're just kind of making it up as they go along. I don't think there's anybody who thinks Sanders is ready, but at this point, they may feel like, what do we have to lose? They have injuries in front of him, so I have no idea. But I don't. It's one of those deals where people are going to pay attention because of the name, right? If his name was Joe Dokes, I don't think anybody would care. There wouldn't be, but it's Shedeur Sanders, so there will be a lot of eyes on that game, watching what he can do.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you get a better draft pick.
Oh, that's true.
The other note I had to wrap Top 5 at 5 is Jamar Chase and his suspension fiasco. So he spit, I can't remember who threw a punch back at him, and he denied it in the postgame. Jamar Chase saying, I didn't spit, I wouldn't spit on anyone. Yet clearly they had camera footage, 4K, caught spitting right at him. So he appealed his one-game suspension.
So how is he accounting for that? Has anybody said, well, there's video? How can you say you're not doing it when we've seen the video?
Well, he appealed the suspension saying, and the hearer of this suspension was a guy by the name of Jordy Nelson.
Is that right?
That is true. And he upheld the suspension.
He did, okay.
So he is...
I didn't realize Jordy was doing that kind of work now, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it was the same thing with... there was another suspension that he upheld.
Okay.
I think against the
How long has he been out of the... when's the last year he had for the Green Bay Packers? It's been a while, hasn't it?
He had one off year. They dumped him, and he had a year with the Raiders. And he's like, they were right. I'm pretty much cooked. Yeah. So he
had a good run.
He did.
He had a very good run.
Yeah, it was very good. So,
all right. Good.
Jamar Chase suspended for one game.
Good extension of the Top 5 at 5 into the 520 Sports Fix. Questions for Kessler, 64686, Bradshaw and Bryant, KFAN text line. As always, we may get to them. There's always a chance you'll be blocked, so you won't get through anyway, but you won't know it. That's the beauty of it. Let's get to Kessie. A lot of good political stuff to discuss with him. I got a couple things up my sleeve as well. Don't go away.
I wish the American media would take a great look at the views of the people in Congress and find out, are they pro-America or anti-America?
Pat Kessler. Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
I can't trust Obama. He's an Arab.
Pat Kessler.
Tear down this wall.
I did nothing wrong at the Minneapolis airport.
Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy.
Pat Kessler.
And
And now, to help Dan break down all the tough questions in politics, it's our own
Kessler.
political wonk.
I feel like a supermodel, except like times 10.
It's Channel 4's
Kessler.
with Dan Barreiro on the Fan.
What? I didn't know about that. What? Do you remember the what? Play the what again.
I say it. Go ahead. What? What?
I did not identify that was you.
Well, I have.
He had to give me a hint.
I contain multitudes. Number one.
Oh yeah, you're a chameleon. There's
But
no question.
I'm not a chameleon. I just have many different layers.
Oh, I
many
see. It's the
different
same.
voices.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Who was the man of 1,000 voices? What was his name?
Was that Peter Lorre?
No, it was the cartoon guy.
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc. I was going to say Mel Blunt, the football player. Mel Blanc.
Okay, Mel Blanc.
Man of 1,000 voices.
And on The Simpsons.
Bugs Bunny, right?
Bugs Bunny.
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck.
Who were
Yosemite
the
Sam.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah. A ton of them.
The kids have no idea what we're talking about.
Let's talk about The Simpsons. The woman who does Bart.
Yeah.
And does a lot
She
of
does a bunch of them too?
Yes.
Yeah. Talented?
Oh, God, yeah. They're still on the air, aren't they?
Are they still on the air?
Is it like...
Yeah, they're making new episodes.
That's rhetorical. That's a rhetorical question. Of course they're on the air.
I didn't know they were still on the air.
Yes, they're on the air.
I don't think
Brett,
I've ever watched The Simpsons.
I
don't think I've ever watched that show.
Oh my God!
Is that? Am I out? Am I canceled?
What?
Am I out of the club? Yeah, there's the what.
I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah. Well, it's not the first time I've gobsmacked.
All right. Well,
sorry,
what?
I missed the bit.
Here it is. What? That's a different one.
That's a different one. Yeah, there's so many.
The thing is that I believe that this is now, and please look it up, other than like Meet the Press, I think this is the longest running television program. I swear to God. I think The Simpsons may be
What's the first name you come up with that you associate with Meet the Press? The first name. Does any come into your head? Lawrence Spivak.
Well,
wasn't he the original moderator?
He was.
Lawrence Spivak.
All right, so Lawrence Spivak, who would interview everybody from Martin Luther King to Bobby Kennedy to,
he was a bit dry, but he was, he was a reporter.
Well, that was back in the day when reporters were reporters.
Yeah, I know.
Men were men.
Yes.
It
was either him or Dorothy Kilgallen, one or the other.
So that is so good. I cannot believe you're coming up with these names.
Lawrence Spivak.
Well, I was thinking Kristen Welker.
Who?
Your favorite, Kristen Welker.
Which one's that?
Kristen Welker is the host of Meet the Press right now.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
I don't think any of them are as good as they used to be.
They're not.
I know I sound like, old guy, and back in my day, the shows were better.
Well, I get it.
I just don't think they're as good.
Tim Russert was the best.
Tim Russert was terrific.
Absolutely the best.
Ted Koppel wasn't Sunday, but was terrific back in the day.
Mm-hmm. So,
do you remember when the Vikings came perilously close to signing a former Packer defensive back by the name of Mossy Cade, who had some very serious allegations against him back in the day? We're going back decades. And the story was that as of 1 o'clock on that day, it was a weekday, that Koppel on Nightline was going to make the controversy surrounding, the Vikings considering bringing Mossy Cade in as his number one subject. It was going to be his number one topic. And I was going to be the local guy on with Koppel to talk about it. Unfortunately for me, it could have been my big break, or it could have been a disaster because it's Ted Koppel.
Probably would be.
Ted Koppel was better at it's just like turning guests into Jell-O than anybody, right? But not in a Mike Wallace way, right? A much more surgical, subtle way, where at the end of it, you're sobbing into the microphone saying, Ted, you're right.
Whatever I don't
know what I was thinking. They, at the last minute.
Okay, what happened?
They just, at the last minute, decided to go with a different topic. Something else broke, and it wasn't, we're flyover country.
That's the business, man.
I was that close to Nightline, and then I wasn't.
To you and Ted Koppel. as best buds.
Here's the thing. Well, here's what was going to be tough.
The kids don't know this. Go ahead.
The beauty, I think, of Koppel was, but my position was going to be, I think I'd written about it, was don't get near Mossy Cade. Not that he doesn't have a right to a second shot, but this team doesn't have to be the team that necessarily gives it to him. Koppel being Koppel, though, I think it was going to be the old, whatever, that was then, this is now, why shouldn't he get another chance, all that kind of stuff. So I probably breathed a sigh of relief because Koppel probably would have taken me apart on the position. But what I liked about Koppel is if my position had been, give him another chance, then Koppel was good devil's advocate guy. He probably would have pounded away and
taken the other side. Absolutely.
And that's the beauty of him. I thought he could do that, and you just end up losing the debate.
Now, we had great television in those days, back in the day. And, of course, Ted Koppel and Nightline began on the night that Iran took all of the 52 American hostages.
That was the one that started.
And held them in their embassy, wouldn't let them out. We thought they were going to kill them all. And that night it started, and this kept going for years and years and years.
Well, they said originally we're just going to stay on as long as this hostage crisis is going. And then at some point somebody said, we got something going here, whether it's hostage crisis or not, with Ted Koppel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, as you say, then he was on forever.
Yeah,
it's still on now, but it's not the same.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's just not even close.
But that was so dramatic back in the day when we were covering it wall to wall.
Correct.
And at some point, you got to move away from it. The fires in California, the flooding in Texas. At some point, the news stations have to move away to something else. But this gripped the nation and changed the political dynamics of the United States. And it was the first time that we ever really understood what was going on in the Middle East.
That's true.
Other than the gas crisis, because we are consumer driven here in the U.S. So, yeah, I mean, boy, this is
great agile mind. Is Ted Koppel still alive?
Absolutely. I saw him on Sunday. One of my favorite Sunday morning deals is the CBS Sunday Morning. There are a lot of great reporters on there, and Ted Koppel does pieces all the time.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Absolutely. And you'll be happy to know that he went back to Mount Pilot.
Did he really?
Last year, a couple of years ago, went back to Mount Pilot, Andy of Mayberry, to find out what was really going on. I mean,
is the hair still the same? Or has he lost any of it?
No, it's just great.
How old is Ted Koppel now?
Well, he's got to be like 102.
At least, yeah. He's older than you. We know that. That's
not much. Sure. Not much. Yeah, he's awesome.
I said Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, man of 1,000 voices, because Daffy Duck was Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes, along with Bugs Bunny. I don't think Mel Blanc was doing Donald
listener?
Duck. Yeah, he's right.
This is incredible.
Yeah, it's not Donald.
That is incredible knowledge.
Daffy Duck.
Well, who did
the Roadrunner voice? Who did the
Mel Blanc?
Beep beep.
It had to be Mel Blanc.
It had to him because he never spoke, but he just did beep beep. That's all he did. Correct? The Roadrunner.
Yeah, Wile E. Coyote never spoke.
No, he was
Wile E.
the
Coyote,
arch enemy.
Yeah,
of
Roadrunner.
Of Roadrunner. Yeah,
and that
the greatest. May have been the greatest cartoon ever back then.
The greatest rivalry.
The wit attached to that was outstanding.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. That's an incredible listener for that one. I mean, that's
very good.
That's deep knowledge right there.
This is from Texter Craig out of Boston, Mass.
Wow, thank you.
I saw Mel Blanc at Kresge Auditorium, MIT. I thought it would be empty with all these nerds. It was packed. I realized MIT students were like others, except they were just good at math and science. That's from 617 guy. So, interesting. He assumed, it's going to be a bunch of nerds there. It's MIT. But they were into it. They were all into it because they grew up on the same cartoons that the rest of us did.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Mel Blanc.
Now, we would watch them. We were not allowed to watch cartoons in my house. And so...
What?
Sorry, man.
What are you talking about? Was the accusation that they were corrupting?
Well, probably. You had to read a book. I'm sorry. You
couldn't watch cartoons.
We could watch them for a little while, like half an hour on a Saturday morning.
That explains a lot.
Then you got to go out.
Well, yeah.
But I know it. Go outside.
That makes sense. That's healthy. So I can't argue with that.
I just looked it up. So Mel Blanc had 1,500 voices, according to his son. He had that many
1,500?
That is correct.
I thought the bit was Man of 1,000 Voices, but I guess that's just because it's catchy.
So
you can't say Man of 1,500 Voices.
But his son claimed it was actually
1,500.
It's like Land of 10,000 Lakes.
Man,
we actually have more 15,000.
That's true.
That's true. So Sylvester the cat. Remember that?
I do. I remember Sylvester the cat.
So Sylvester Daffy Duck.
Bugs, right?
Bugs Bunny, yep. There are so many.
Who else is on the list?
I'm trying to get
You're looking. You're trying to find it.
To it, yeah.
Why? Somebody's saying Wile E. Coyote did speak. He spoke directly to the audience.
What?
Breaking the fourth wall.
No.
Numerous times. That might be true. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Breaking the fourth wall.
I love that. The fourth wall.
Oh my God.
Right at the camera.
Yeah.
You're never supposed to look at the camera
that was
on
in
TV.
the 60s. Because I'm here with the three walls.
I think it was the 50s, actually.
Well, no, but I mean, in the 60s, then they break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's good.
Well, do you remember, I don't know how we're ending up here, but we are. What was the Mel Brooks movie that was a spoof on Hitchcock thrillers? What was the name of the film?
Oh, I would have no idea. Come on, come through for us.
Somebody will find it. Will find it. I thought it was one of his more underrated films. Young Frankenstein was better. But I don't know if you saw it, but one of the great scenes in comedy history is it's a long camera shot through a window into like a dinner room, basically, where a bunch of people are eating, okay? So in the shot, the camera is getting closer and closer, getting closer and closer to where they're having the dinner. And eventually it gets so close that you hear the glass of the window breaking because the camera has done this.
Okay, that's a spoof, right?
It's Mel Brooks at his best.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And you have all the people at the dinner turning around and looking like, what the hell just happened there? And then they just go back to eating. This is outstanding. High Anxiety is the film. High Anxiety.
Thank you, of course.
Highly underrated, one of his most underrated films.
Okay, Porky Pig. Foghorn Leghorn, the politician.
Oh my God, that's
Foghorn Leghorn.
That's really good.
Roadrunner, Speedy Gonzales, your favorite, and Yosemite Sam, which was my favorite. So that's just really, really, and apparently Barney Rubble.
He did Barney Rubble.
Barney Rubble, Dino the dinosaur.
I didn't realize he was in the
Mr.
Flintstones.
Spacely on the Jetsons.
Really?
According to Wikipedia.
I didn't realize he was ever outside of the Warner Brothers purview.
What do I know? That's what it says here.
Wile E. Coyote, writes Larry Tom, did talk once in response to, hold on a second, scrolling down. In response to two cartoon kids watching who wondered aloud why he wanted so bad to catch the Roadrunner, and he went through the many different parts of the Roadrunner and how they tasted. I don't think you get away with that today. Too controversial.
Yeah, that's you would be hurting.
Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote.
Get it?
Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote.
Elmer Fudd.
Oh, yeah. Elmer Fudd was that. Yeah. Well, no, but you couldn't do Elmer Fudd anymore because that was a little bit of a speech impediment that Elmer had.
Well,
So you'd have some problems with that today.
Yeah, I had the same. I had a speech impediment as a kid and went to speech classes and all of that.
Did you really?
Absolutely.
So did Bill Walton.
Absolutely.
Bill Walton.
Yeah. Stuttered and lisped. And I still lisp, but I don't stutter as much. Yeah.
High Anxiety was made because he wanted to sing like Sinatra. Yeah, in the film, he's at like a lounge. He's doing a lounge act, and he is singing a song called High Anxiety in sort of a Sinatra style.
Oh, my God.
It's Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks is still alive, correct? Carl Reiner has passed away, and isn't Mel Brooks still alive?
Didn't Mel Brooks just celebrate his birthday?
I think because they're best friends. That's the bit.
I've got him alive at 99.
Yeah, I think he just turned 100 like a couple of days ago.
Can you imagine? See, again, Garcia said, give me your list of people that you've always wanted to have on that you haven't been able to have on. Can you imagine how much fun it would be to sit in this studio? Never going to happen, obviously, but an hour, a whole show. With Mel Brooks? Mel Brooks, think about it.
You wouldn't be
that history.
You just ask a question
so many things.
In the first minute of the show. You ask a question and just sit back, and that's it. That's all you got to do.
There's so much history there that he knew everybody. He was connected to everybody.
Yeah, I thought I saw a video of him the other day, and he looks fantastic.
He's
for 100. Yeah, great.
Who did the story? It may have been Seinfeld. Somebody did a story God, I can't remember who it was, that they allowed the cameras in because Carl Reiner and who are we just talking about?
Mel Brooks.
And Mel Brooks, best buddies. And they would literally, like on a Friday night, I don't know who would go over to whose house. One of them would go to the other's house, and they'd sit there to watch whatever, and they'd have the old-fashioned trays in front of them.
Yeah, the TV trays.
Side by side, watching whatever the case may be. Think of the, like I said, the show business
banter,
intellect and talent of these two guys just sitting, talking, shooting the breeze, watching whatever show, either taking it apart or lauding it. That's what in the last few years, that's what they did together every week. And I think it was Seinfeld who did something with him where they showed Seinfeld kind of like showing up, visiting, and talking to the two of them about the relationship and so forth, I believe.
And who's got that mind today?
That's a good question.
Who has that mind?
That's a really good question.
There may be some.
There probably is, but
but that's the classic right there.
Some of that's history, and what they went, how they got to where.
Because I think we have it today.
Oh, I'd like to think so.
Yeah,
you were saying? Oh, I thought you had something. It looked like you had something on your mind, Brett Blakemore. All right, look.
Man, was that ever a sidebar?
How about, I enjoyed that. I enjoy that actually more than
talking to you, Cassie.
Yeah. No, more than the
when you were on with Guardsy, what was it? Innate banter? Is that what it was?
Inane.
Is that inane
banter?
Yeah.
Well, it could be innate, but it's more likely inane. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, inane is not quite as complimentary.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. I would say that's true. Mel Brooks turned 99 on June 28th. Somebody's telling me.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
June 28th.
Yeah, I thought I just saw
99
something. How about that?
Years old. By the way, there's apparently a Spaceballs 2 coming out. Mel Brooks is a consultant.
Okay, you're never going to top Spaceballs.
See, I didn't love Spaceballs.
Oh.
Of the Mel Brooks films. You didn't even see it, probably.
Well, yeah, I had a 10-year-old.
Well, then you probably really did see it.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein is, to me, the greatest Mel Brooks film. Blazing Saddles, a lot of people like better because it's more politically incorrect. Mm-hmm. I still think for
the
pure satire, well, producers hard to argue with, too. Yeah. I don't even know if you could make the producers anymore.
Yeah. You can't.
But Young Frankenstein, brilliant.
Can you imagine making a musical today about Hitler?
No.
Hitler
in the springtime
in Germany.
Yeah,
it's the name of the song.
Yeah, I don't think you can get away with that. At this point.
You can't.
Usual.
So,
which is sad in a way.
We can't do anything.
All right. So where are we? Are the Epstein files already released? So all the votes are in, right? So both the House and the Senate have voted. And part of what you need to cover is what does that even mean that the Epstein files are released? Does it literally mean they all will be released? Do they have to be culled? Somebody reminded me. Who was it? Was it the speaker basically saying, well, they can't be released because there's issues of national security involved? So
come on.
I'm just saying that's what he said.
Okay, let's I will ask you straight out. Mm-hmm. The bill, I just checked a few minutes ago. The bill has not been signed. He said he's going to sign it as soon as it reaches his desk. Has not been signed. Do you think, Dan Barreiro?
Yes.
Danny Boy, do you believe that he will release the Epstein files?
Well, again, I need help on what does that even mean? Because we like to think, well, they're all in one place. You open a file cabinet, there's all the Epstein files. So we're going to release them. And I don't know that it's that simple because I assume there's a lot of different agencies involved. So you tell me. What does it mean when people refer to the Epstein files?
It is my belief that President Trump will make America wait again.
You've been waiting to say that.
I have. What do you think?
It's not bad.
I was workshopping that pretty much all day.
Not bad.
What do you think, Blakemore? Okay, good.
Blakemore's checked out. He's thinking about the Packer injury list. That's all he can do.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Worried about
so I think that there are some prominent Republicans, including those who authored the bill in Congress, who say they believe that Trump ordered the investigations of Democrats in order to say, hey, there's investigations underway. We can't release any of these files.
I see. Yes. Right.
And so that is in federal law. That is one of the things that the Department of Justice uses to determine whether or not we can make something public.
Right.
This could be the new excuse. They have had issues, apparently. Do they have videos? Do they not? Do they have photographs? Do they not? Do they have bank transactions? Do they not? The only thing I know is that virtually no one has been convicted of a crime here except Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah. And there are more than 1,000 girls, minors, who were involved in this and who have come forward in some way to lawyers, to the courts, to the investigators. So now they're going to try to figure out a way to get all of this stuff out there. But what does it mean is a really good question. Can the department say, no, we can't have it? Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, said today, we have new info. That's why we are investigating these Democrats. We don't know that. Trump himself has been parsing words, saying we will release whatever we are legally entitled to release. So that's the kind of word games that we're playing right now. Are they going to release all of the stuff from the Epstein estate, all the files, just all of them that the Department of Justice has? And if they're not ready to be released, I'm going to ask why not? They have been promising to do this until suddenly they weren't. You remember that Trump said, I'm going to release them, until he said, I'm not going to release them, and then I'm going to release them, not going to release them. Now he says, the hell with it. I'm going to release it. You can have whatever you want. I think he said this, I don't even care anymore. So that's kind of where we are. Nobody knows exactly what it is. I do believe that this is a victory for these Epstein survivors. We still don't know the stories of these girls, and I'm saying girls, minor girls, and we don't know the names of the men to whom they were trafficked. So that's what I hope we can find out, beyond all of the stuff with Trump, or Clinton, or whoever, or Larry Summers, or whatever.
So Larry Summers, did I just see though?
You did.
He resigned from some big organization he's a part of, and now Harvard has started or is it Yale? Wherever investigation.
He's at Harvard.
Okay.
He was the President Clinton's Treasury Secretary. He was subsequently president of Harvard University. He was on the board of AI, I believe, whatever the company is.
Yeah,
that is doing
I think you're
AI.
right. Yeah,
And he has stepped down from that. And it's because of emails that were released from the Epstein estate, which were extremely creepy, cringeworthy. And he has apologized because he was wanted to date a mentee of his, perhaps a student, an older student, but he was seeking relationship advice from Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, where in this? Why do people do this kind of thing? So yes, he is. That has been revealed. Who knows if there's more there? I should say at the outset again that there is no evidence so far that President Trump was involved in anything. We don't know that, and no evidence that President Clinton was involved in anything yet. So what do we know? This was a fantastic victory for a lot of these people, Republicans in particular, MAGA Republicans, who pushed this thing and got all the Democrats and Republicans to sign on. And maybe this means that Trump is a lame duck. Maybe this means that people are willing to go after him a little bit more among Republicans too.
Comedians in cars getting coffee is the Seinfeld show I was referring to. That was the where with Mel Brooks.
That is a great show. So did you say? So that was they interviewed them on that show. That's the Seinfeld show, right?
Correct. Yeah. In this case, I don't recall them actually getting in the car.
Into a car.
He went to them, as I recall, and visited them, and then they talked.
That's royalty.
It was very well done, extremely well done. All right, let's pause. We got a couple other things to get to on the Kessler list. Keep the text coming in as well. 646-86, the Bradshaw and Bryan KFAN text line. Back in a minute.
The Wild are throwing it back in style. You can catch them in their 78s as they take on the Hurricanes tonight. It's not too late. You can not miss the vintage vibes and big-time hockey. You can score your tickets now. Wild.com/tickets. Wild.com/tickets.
All right. A little more Pat Kessler. Let me get to this if I can find it. There's the McCarthy thing. Some of the J.J. McCarthy stuff. I don't know if you're following this story, but it's getting very, very
I'm following. Yeah,
dizzying and wearying.
Yeah, I mean, are you big on social media stuff?
Are you big on this is all about rewiring your neurological pathways. Did you have any idea that was part of this whole quarterback saga?
I am now. I mean, listening to it just in the last few days. All I know is I'd never heard of that kind of thing before, but I want some of that.
I figured you did.
Can you get that at any age?
I think there's a place.
Rewire your neurological
a scientist who texted said no, that it's not that simple to do. Blakemore found something on the internet describing some kind of attempt.
Yeah, neuroplasticity is the trait.
That's fantastic.
So that would be the ability to switch up in that sense.
So if you can learn new skills well.
Do you think you have much neuroplasticity?
I'm very nimble.
That's what I've heard.
I'm not, and no, I didn't say that.
Clip that, Hawk.
You know. Well, no, come on now. Stop it. Didn't we used to call that muscle memory?
That's not fancy enough of a term.
Thing?
It might, yes, but
not
it doesn't sound
syllables?
quite as muscle memory. It's got alliteration, but it's not enough.
Well, yeah,
anymore.
but I mean, so if you're a quarterback, you know how far to drop back, you know when to throw, when to plant, when to run. You know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Isn't that what we're talking about
what
here?
we're talking about. Yeah, but now it's got to sound more exotic.
I'm concerned for my guy.
Well, the question is whether he's got it. Either way you want to describe it.
Well, my guy 9 has it.
He's
got it
going, don't you? Yeah,
I love 9.
Does J.J. McCarthy have it though? That's the question.
Well, 9 has it. So can he?
Not on Sunday.
Well, on plasticity, can you switch from JJ to 9 for 3 hours? That's the question.
This is from the cutting your nose to spite your face department.
Okay. I love that department.
Here's the setup. This is playing off of a headline in the New York Times that reads, Trump tariffs push Japan's economy into contraction. To which Laura Ingraham writes, I was told America has no leverage. To which somebody else, I don't know who this person is, said, hell yeah! We contracted the economy of one of our closest allies in the world for 3/4 of a century.
Yes.
And the main check on China. We did it. Don't let anyone ever tell you America can't win. Come on. Why is this a victory?
So I'm interested that Laura Ingraham is perhaps, the way I interpret that, pushing back a little bit on that.
Well, yes, quite a bit.
So, yeah. So is there a sarcasm font for that? The
there certainly
text that
was
you
in my
just
voice.
wrote?
Yes.
Because that, is it going to work? Is it not? I mean, people, you don't know this, but in the
how do we win that way?
Well,
that's the thing, that people want the victory so much. Like, that's not a win for us.
It's not a win.
Contracting Japan.
Do you have any idea that in the middle of the night, on Friday night, just 4 or 5 days ago, that President Trump rolled back the tariffs on many of the items that are going up in cost, like coffee,
right?
Like some grocery items, like beef.
It's because it worked.
In the middle of the night,
it already did what it needed.
Now we can pull it back.
We've got trillions of dollars coming in, and you don't know it. You don't even want to acknowledge it.
All I know is that I'm waiting. What is this? The middle of November. By the end of the year.
It is? November 19th.
Didn't President Trump promise us, all Americans, we were going to get a $2,000 bonus, a tariff check. Remember that? We're going to get a $2,000 tariff check in the mail. And because of the trillions of dollars that we're bringing in, we're also getting, I believe, a $5,000 Doge check. Because we saved so much money from cutting government programs with Elon Musk and Doge, we're going to get a $5,000 check right to Blakemore's mailbox. So
right to his savings account.
I would welcome that.
I know, I would too. So where's my $5,000 Doge check? Where's my $2,000 tariff check? And pretty soon we'll be getting money for our insurance. So.
You're making this up, by the way, aren't you?
Which part?
Well, it's your last item. You're trying to get me going. That in an exchange with a reporter, the president said, quiet, piggy. He didn't say that.
Dan, yes, he did. It's a female reporter. There's some concern, and I have this concern. I have a concern about disrespect for reporters, for the decency that we used to have in this country, and not the cruelty and the lashing out. But on Air Force One, she asked it was an absolutely legitimate question about, you have the power to release the Epstein files, and by the way, he does. Why haven't you done it? And he asked her where she was, and quiet, piggy. That's what he said. He called her piggy. He has this history of, he's called women pigs before. It's misogynistic, of course. And to a female reporter in the Oval Office just yesterday, with the Saudi prince, who the CIA, Trump's intelligence office, said approved the killing of the Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi. She asked a question about it, and he jumped in and said that you don't have to embarrass our guest. Very controversial. He said that Khashoggi was, a lot of people don't like him, things happen. And then he said, I think we ought to take away the license of ABC News. You are a terrible person and a terrible reporter, and we're going to take away your license. So, well, let's go back. Can I rewind just for a moment?
I was going to say, though, I mean, Khashoggi was very controversial, as Donald Trump said. A lot of people didn't like him.
Hey, things happen.
Things happen.
Things happen when people don't like you.
Occasionally with a bone saw. Correct?
Do our listeners understand what happened? He's kidnapped by Saudi agents of the royal court in Turkey.
Oh, okay. It's
at the Turkish embassy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Including,
and then they got to get the body out.
They get him out into a field
in pieces. But I'm saying once they
brought a bone saw, cut up the body. Oh. Carried it out to a forest and finished the job out there. So they, according to President Trump's CIA intelligence people, that this was approved by Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince, MSB, or MBS, I should say, and in fact, one of the members of the killing team was a member of his private security force. So, but don't ask questions about it in a country where we have a free press, because that's the past. And now we are going to we're going to be friends with them. We're going to make money with Saudi Arabia. And by the way, the 250 families who are suing the Saudi Arabian government because of 9/11, and the 3,000 dead of the Saudi people who engineered that massacre and terrorist attack. That's all part of this too. So it's not just the journalism, but also it seemed kind of crass and unseemly in the Oval Office for the president to be defending.
Well, here's my comeback would have been, had I been in the Oval Office. Probably won't ever be invited, although I, was there once. Well, actually, I wasn't in the Oval Office, but the White House with the 87 Twins. To the Trump comment about you don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question, I don't remember that same sentiment whenever his vice president, or any reporter attempted to embarrass the head of Ukraine. So in the same spot. So it was okay to embarrass in that case because it was what the president wanted to hear. He wanted that person emasculated, so to speak. But in this case, because it's somebody he likes more, how dare you? This is not the place to embarrass someone who is an international leader. And that's what we call a contradiction. You got to be consistent with this stuff.
And the president of South Africa, same deal. People who come in there. So you're entering Trump's orbit. But this was a show, Trump's show. And if this was his way to show strength by downplaying the murder of an American journalist, I just don't know. There's so many shake my head moments here when it comes to journalism. And people will say, and I'll listen to anybody who says it, well, you deserve it. Well, you have been lying to the American people, and you're left or you're right or whatever it is. This isn't the way that I think we should be treating reporters, and certainly not the way we should be treating victims of foreign torture and murder.
Here's what we're going to do. Here's the plan. We're going to give you next week off. We've decided that you've worked so hard on our behalf.
Oh, man.
Getting nothing in return.
Yeah.
That your holiday present is freedom. No Kessler appearance next week on Bumper to Bumper. How does that move you?
Well, it makes me a little sad, but I'll tell you what I'm thankful for.
What's that?
I'm thankful for the deep friendship I have with Brett Blakemore.
Yeah.
Thanks. So, you mean a lot to me.
In a very short period of time. Because, but you've had plenty of opportunities to nurture that relationship because Guardsy's never here anymore. So it works out. It works out for everybody, right? I mean, that's the
You're
thing.
not wrong.
Yeah, well, it's basketball. So he's busy. He's busy. Go for women tonight against KU.
He's got to he's got to raise a family. He's got to put food on the table.
That's why
Latrell Sprewell.
I don't begrudge
That's who he is
at all. He's a busy man. He's got a lot of stuff to do.
It's so awesome.
100% true. Will you be going to Wrigley Field for Gophers Northwestern?
I will not, and I'm having FOMO about this.
That's disappointing.
Oh, are you going to be down there?
I will not be down there.
Oh, okay, good.
No.
All right,
no, but I'm not the Gopher Rube that you are. I'm a Hoosier Rube.
I don't have to go to every freaking game.
You don't go to any anymore. When's the last Gopher men's basketball game you went to?
Last Saturday.
Did you really go?
Yeah.
Was that the game we almost blew?
Yeah.
Almost lost?
No. That was the Green Bay. That was Green Bay. I did not go to that.
St. Thomas destroyed Green Bay, and we got taken into OT.
Did you see that half court shot though? Boom.
No.
Yeah, it was good.
Is it?
Yeah. So they're going to be great. I don't know how they're going to be actually. I don't. But it's a much different. I think faster, stronger, bigger team. And I think it's going to be great.
You can take Kessler out of the TV, but you can't take the TV out of Kessler. The phony sincerity, you can't ever lose.
I love everything about it.
You always have. That's very true. Thank you.
All right, man. Happy Thanksgiving,
Same
everybody.
to you and yours. Let's break. We'll come back, wrap up the show in just a minute.
Now I'm really upset. Ooh! Spicy.
That's a lie. It's the Bumper to Bumper Show Wrap.
It's brought to you by American Pressure.
Very controversial program today. We want to thank all of our outstanding guests. That includes Mace in Your Face between 4 and 5. It includes Kessler, who just wrapped things up with us. And if you missed it, a good basketball conversation with Tom Crean, the former college basketball coach who now is heavy into basketball analysis, both the college and pro level. And at the pro level, that includes on a lot of the FanDuel broadcasts. In fact, he was, I think, just here last week, make a couple more trips back, does a lot of his analysis from his studio in Florida. He's also doing Bucks games as well. So that was the guest lineup today. We did talk about Chris Carter's reaction to a rather vicious tweet from the private quarterback coach of J.J. McCarthy. His name is Greg Holcomb. I gave Carter the chance to go back on the air to respond, and his only comment for the record right now is, who is this guy? Which I think is probably what a lot of people are asking. He did not seem particularly pleased, but he also, more than anything, he seemed annoyed. And we may get Carter again in the next couple of weeks. I'll say what I said at the top of the show. I think there are Vikings fans bitter with Carter being so snarky via X, because that's what Holcomb was reacting to. And I would say that Carter is still allowed to be honest, even as an ex-player. And I'll also add, if you missed it, we had Carter on Monday. If you missed that, I don't know if the podcasts are working at this point, but
I believe they are.
He was he was not, I do not think he was scorched earth with us on JJ. He was tough. He challenged. He's obviously concerned, but I think everything he said was more than defensible. So we'll let that whole story play out. JJ McCarthy's best friend is getting back on the field again and again and again, and it not being about neurological. What was the term? No, pathological. What
neuroplasticity.
Whatever. Just less on all of this fancy word salad, and more on just going out and making better plays. And fundamentals matter. We get that, but it's one of those things where it's almost the full Pelf conversation, where at some point people aren't going to care about the whys and your willingness to be accountable. They just want to see you get better at it. And the only chance he has to get better at it is to be out there. And he's obviously going to have every opportunity to be the starting quarterback for this team the rest of the year. And that's what the Vikings are obligated to do. That's absolutely what they should do. Mace, in your face today, that was between 4 and 5 as well. And Mace got into the McCarthy subject. He has his own concerns about what he is seeing from the QB, and I don't think he's got any dog in the fight. He's just, like the rest of us, he's paying attention to it. In his case, with a trained eye, he got the usual shots in at me regarding me running him out of town as a coach and mocking the hyphenated schedule for the probably 5,000th time since he's been on with us. So we didn't necessarily break a lot of new ground today, but I think there were still some entertaining moments for sure. That is definitely true. I'll leave you with this text. This comes from Nate out of Mankato. How does Kessler not have a sponsor? This is worth billions, not millions.
Wow.
Billions. Corner offices would probably like to know about that. I'm thankful for Dan and Pat. Thanks, fellas. That's Nate from Mankato. Thank you for the kind words. I did pass along the text to Kessler before he left, and he was very moved, very touched, and very, very pleased. Why don't we talk about local politics, the ones that matter to the listeners? Well, we do often talk local politics on this show, and we have certainly with Kessler. It just so happened today that's the direction we went. But we talk plenty of local politics. And I think most listeners, it's a combo platter. It's some of both. They have local interest and they have national and international interests as well. So maybe we'll even try to explore a little of that tomorrow. And if the texter has something in particular stuck in his craw, let us know, and we'll try to include that as well. I think Guardsy's back tomorrow.
That's my understanding.
Then he's out Friday because he's heading to Chicago for Gophers Northwestern. Gopher women tonight against KU, a game you can hear via the iHeartRadio app. I think on it's also on one of the stations. I can't remember which of those, but you can get it via the app very, very easily. Tonight, Minnesota Wild late. Correct?
Very late. Almost
and
9.
That's on the Fan tonight.
Yes.
On the Timberwolves channel, you got Wolves versus the Washington Wizards as well. So we've got you covered, whatever sports activity you're interested in.
There's also Wild Weekly at 7, pregame at 8:30.
Oh,
we
nice.
got you covered.
That's outstanding. Thanks for the help the last couple days. We'll see you again on Friday. Great work as always from our guy, Brett Blakemore. And we'll see you again, or hopefully talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock.